How's it going, guys? It's your boy Splash. I'm back with another mock draft. I am currently recording this at 4:23 a.m. Pacific time. So this intro, at least, so you'll probably see this intro a few times. Just going to reuse it. So before we start, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding, that Le'Veon bell, that notification bell, or it's draft season. Marquee spell, ring a ding ding, that marquee spell, that notification bell, so you're notified. My mom talked to me this morning or yesterday at this point, and she said, hey, maybe you should tell your subscribers and such what the bell means, right? So with the bell, there's three distinctions. You can have the bell off, which means you don't get notifications. Boo, that's bad, right? Then you have the halfway lit bell. It's not like there's not a line through it, right? It's a bell. It's like a bell emoji, and you get some notifications. But what we want is fill in that bell, get little curvy bits next to the bell, so you're notified when we go live, when we post things like this. And I have a lot of mock drafts to catch up on. I have a lot of player rankings to catch up on. So let's get right into this mock draft. Let's go. Welcome into the Green Bay Packers segment. Packers have 2 first-round picks. Let's get it started. 7 rounds, full speed ahead, PFF, defaults. I'll show you the defaults. Boom, 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 boom. No trades, and make sure you download the uSTADIUM app. If you want to make a prediction and say, hey, the Packers are going to take 2 wide receivers in the first round, because that's what I would like to do today. If you think, hey, the Packers are going to take 2 first-round wide receivers, or maybe they take one in the first, one in the second, either of those are fun options. Wide receiver is the name of the game here, but I think it's a touch early for Sky Moore. I really like Sky Moore. I do, but I think it's a touch early. And the Packers, so some behind the scenes, I'm recording this right after the Ravens won. And of course, the Ravens are at 14, right? And, okay. The Packers are in a weird spot here that they can get a good player, but I don't necessarily trust the player here. I think you're going to get certainly better value at 28. Like, I think these 6 guys here, there's not much of a big difference here, and you're going to get one of these guys would be available at 28. Obviously, you're not going to necessarily draft Nakobe Dean, for example, but say Sky Moore. Sky Moore is a better value at 28. 22 is probably a little bit early. 28 is more in that sweet spot. Same with Tyler Smith. Same with Zion Johnson. I love Zion Johnson, though. Linderbaum, the Packers just spent a second-round pick on Josh Myers. They like him a lot. So, Ryman is a fun option. I believe I'm going to go Ryman and then get a Sky Moore or a George Pickens at 28. I think that's probably the route to go. So Bernard Ryman at 22. And okay, Sky Moore is available at 28. And then I'm going to double up with a wide receiver in the second round. So touching on Sky Moore, huge hands. He's only 5'10", though. I think he's going to end up being more of a Z in the NFL. George Pickens would be a great X. And with Bernard Ryman, he spent 2 years at offensive tackle, originally went to Central Michigan as a tight end, bulked up, played a lot of left tackle this year. Smart player, quick developer, so I think he could be a start on the interior at guard, kick out to tackle, be the right tackle across from David Bakhtiari, or even I don't know what Bakhtiari's contract's looking like, but maybe if you say, okay, he spent last year almost the entire year injured, maybe you don't trust his injury history moving forward. Maybe you can, move on and have Ryman as your left tackle of the future. And now I'm looking at another wide receiver, Jalen Tolbert, kind of in the not the same receiver as Sky Moore by any stretch, but definitely not I wouldn't classify him as an X. He could play X a little bit, but I wouldn't say he is a star X or anything. Could you draft an actual good tight end? I don't know. So I think here the same idea applies. Pick a non-wide receiver position at the first pick here. Pick a wide receiver position with the second one. Abraham Lucas, fun name. Leo Chenal, staying in the state of Wisconsin. That actually is a fun option, although the Packers did re-sign Devondre Campbell, all-pro linebacker. I'm so proud of him. Let's go with let's stay in state. Let's get a thumper. Leo Chenal doesn't have to travel far from Madison to Green Bay. Thumper linebacker, Dante Hightower type, will need some polishing and coverage, but that's what Devondre Campbell is there for a little bit. So Devondre Campbell, is coming off this huge season, so I think he would be a great role model for Chenal to model his game after, if you will. So let's keep it rolling with the number 59 pick, Jalen Tolbert. Let me just give you an example of what Tolbert's all about. The 6'1" height. He also showed out at the Senior Bowl. 16 deep receptions. Love that for Mr. Aaron. So I don't hate Tolbert here. Nick Cross is a fun one because you do have to pay Adrian Amos and Darnell Savage very soon. Although I think the safety depth, I guess there's tons of good wide receivers here. Next pick for the Packers is at 92. Let's kind of do some scouting ahead. Kyle Phillips, Calvin Austin. Hello. Although he's definitely not the biggest wide receiver. My goal is to get Alec Pierce at 92. I don't think that happens, but here I'm going to go ahead and take Nick Cross with the hope that I can get he goes to the Vikings? Of course he goes to the Vikings. Why not? Darn. Okay, so that kind of blew up in my face. Marcus Jones, Brian Cook. Brian Cook would be a fun option. I wish I could have redone that and get Brian Cook here in the third round and take Alec Pierce earlier in the second. That's okay. We'll figure it out. I think Kyle Phillips, plug and play slot. Just easy money there. Sky Moore can be your X or your Z. Kyle Phillips will play your slot role. Great. Now I want to look at a tight end. I don't love the value on tight end here. Could probably slide back. I'll look at Daniel Bellinger at 140. I've touched on him in several other episodes. Okonkwo, same sort of deal there. I feel like I end up taking the same players in every draft. Whoop-de-doo. Kellen Diesch is one of those players that I always seem to take. You could always pick quarterback. Dane Belton has flown up draft boards. PFF has him ranked as a fourth-round value. Not quite that high on him, but although I just took Nick Cross. Darn. Okay. Kevin Austin, I've already gone with several wide receivers, although you can never have enough in the wide receiver room. I'm going to go ahead and take another offensive lineman. I'm not going to bore you with the Kellen Diesch A&M to Arizona State thing. So I'm going to talk about Spencer Burford, 4-star recruit to UTSA. So don't look at UTSA and think, oh, he sucks. No, he is a 4-year starter who's played a lot of football. That's a repetition. 4-star guy, played guard, played tackle, very smart. And again, don't say, oh, he went to a group of 5 schools, so he's not good. No, he is every bit as legit as the SEC tackles, every bit as legit as the Power 5 tackles. He just happened to go to UTSA. He decided to go there. Very much like a Pierre Strong. I believe he was Mr. Football, Pierre Strong. I believe he was Mr. Football in Arkansas. Please, PFF, help me out here. No. How do you not have his hometown? What do you mean? Here, oh my goodness. He's my wide receiver too, or running back too. PFF, what are you doing? Sleeping at the wheel. Yikes. Okay. So Burford at 132. And I am liking the prospects of taking a tight end here. I've touched on Daniel Bellinger and Chig Okonkwo in the past. Chig Okonkwo is like a good version of Josiah DeGuara, but Daniel Bellinger is more of like a well-rounded receiver, a more well-rounded tight end, good as a pass catcher, good as a blocking tight end, just wasn't used properly at San Diego State, kind of like a George Kittle type. I've explained that ad nauseum now. That's the one problem with doing all these back-to-back is that I end up taking a lot of the same players. Bailey Zapp, sorry, no interest in taking a quarterback. Let's take a Joshua here. Let's take Joshua as Udu. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that right. Get a guard prospect here. Another piece on the interior. Last year with the Packers, you had David Bakhtiari go down. You had to replace him. Elgin Jacobs played a lot of that role. He went down. So the Packers know, as well as just about any team in the NFL, that injuries can pile up on the offensive line, and they want to fill those gaps. 228. Let's add some beef to the defensive interior. Noah Ellis out of Idaho, another player. Look, I know Idaho is an FCS school. Their football program sucks, but he could have played a lot of other places. And with the 7th round pick, 2 more picks, really. I like Nephi Sewell, not quite as good as his brother at football, Penny Sewell, or I think there's a 3rd Sewell brother coming. But, pick 249 linebacker, what do you do? Whatever. And here we go with the 258th pick. Oh, boy. Let's go. The Packers do need to improve their special teams, so let's go with Ryan Stonehouse, punter out of Colorado State. I can't say I endorse drafting punters, but let's draft a punter here, other than Matt Araiza. Matt Araiza is God. So here we go. My goal, as always, is either a B+ or an A-. If it's too high, then PFF probably loves it too much. If it's too low, then whatever. Ryman, A. S'more, A. These are two classic PFF picks. Chenal, also a classic PFF pick, although they only gave him a B+. Nick Cross, C+. Phillips, B. Burford, B+. Bellinger, C. Ezeudu, A. Ellis, B. Sewell, C+. Stonehouse, C+. All told, B+. I think this would be a good draft. I wish I had flipped the receiver and safety picks here and taken Alec Pierce at 59 and taken, I forget who the safety I was thinking about at 92 was. Just like flip those, and I would have really liked the draft a little bit more, and I probably would have graded out a little bit better, but that's okay. So I thought that was a solid draft, and Ryman and Moore probably would prefer to trade down and try to get these guys and get some more draft capital maybe next year. But here we have it. I think this is a rock solid draft class. So give myself a pat on the back. So there's my Packers mock. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding, that marquee bell, that notification bell, so you get notified whenever we go live or whenever we post something like this. Make sure you download the uSTADIUM app. If you come from one of these mock draft videos and you want in on takes, hopefully you want in on takes, tag me at Splash. I'll send you 1,000 points. Let me know what video you're coming from. If it's from the Bears, from the Packers, the Lions, one of the AFC North teams. Pick your poison wherever you're coming from. Keep it locked in with uSTADIUM, and peace out and keep moving forward, ladies and gentlemen.